WJL-Show, Friday night live. Tonight we are doing just another little painting. I'm just kind of doing an initial base coat of like yellow. We're using fluid or acrylics here. I'm going to go in the background and use the watercolor beyond that because we're making a sailboat. Just doing a little basic base coat, and we'll start light and then we'll move up in different shade. Hopefully the stream is clear. I've been having trouble with my internet for a good month now. Just in the sense that there's just feel like it's been really crappy service. I guess that's just the way it is, isn't it? When there's a monopoly in your area, they can charge whatever they want, and you have really no recourse but to bend over and take it, whatever it is that they're offering. I did the sketch with a watercolor pencil. And we are off and running. Got a little bit of a bleed over there, but it'll be fine. So I'm starting with a little liner brush to... Welcome, Coco, welcome. We're just painting a little boat here and trying to go as fast as I possibly can. I really want to get this thing done in a half hour or less if possible. And right now we're just doing basic a base coat. We're kind of... I got some brown, this is a burnt sienna. I'm going to come in over here with that. These are fluid acrylics by Golden, and they are professional grade paints. Welcome, and thank you very much. And we're just going to go in here very carefully and put the mast in. So this is the main mast. So like when you are drawing your mast in, it's like almost 2.5 times longer than what your boat length is. And so I did use a ruler in order to kind of measure this out. I did the drawing just a little bit before. I didn't really want to bore you guys with, doing a drawing first. So yeah, so, and we'll come in and do some different coloration here. Maybe I'll come in over this yellow here with this burnt sienna, add some light to it. And I got some little people there. I'm going to put them in. The rationale behind, let's say, mixing your mediums up is that you can, especially like using acrylics with watercolor is that you can, if you do it right, you can paint right over the acrylics, and it won't really ruin your painting too much. But I'm going to add into the body here of the boat just a little tiny bit of this primary cyan. I'm going to just kind of just brush the top of that, and we're going to just put some different colors in here. Just different colors. And we'll come back in, and add some more yellow down on it a little bit later. Maybe the lip of the boat, a little bit more like that. Just some multiple colors, this is essentially a blank greeting card is what we're building here, a blank greeting card. Maybe, the figure, it's not exactly. Let's come in here and put the blue in here too. And I go over it. There's a person sitting here, person sitting there. They're just kind of chilling out, just chilling here. And the beauty of these fluid acrylics is that you can get them to behave like watercolors, and that's also another plus for it. But I think I'm going to come in over the top of that blue, and I'm going to go in and get some primary magenta. Cloco? Cloco? Yeah, welcome. So anyways, there's like a helicopter going overhead. I think it must be life flight because I live right in the path of life flight. Let's put this little dude over here. They both got some red jackets. I bet they're like aliens. They look like aliens. All right, we'll just put this over here. Rinse the brush off. And now I'm going to let that sit. But we might want to try to get the water to behave like water. Water is actually it's in the middle of the night for you. Yeah, it's like 9:30 right now. I have until 10 o'clock my time, and then I got to shut this thing down. I'm going to go to the coast tomorrow, actually. Got to leave early. Up in Rockaway, Oregon, there's this Pronto pup store. So they have a restaurant that just serves where's my watercolor kit? Corn dogs of all different kind. Pronto pups. And I haven't been there for like 2 or 3 years, so I've been meaning to go for another 2 or 3 years, but it's gonna take like almost 2 hours to get there. Maybe 90 minutes if I really push it fast. But when you go to the ocean, you want to enjoy yourself, So yeah, we're gonna go there to enjoy. All right, we're gonna just do. I'm gonna come back in and finish the sails, and we'll pick up a watercolor brush over here, and I'm just gonna do some background. Maybe we'll make it like a sunset, a real cool sunset. So we'll use some yellow. We can do some different highlights in the yellow later. But we want to just block the colors in. So that's mainly what we're just doing now, is just blocking the colors in. I need to get some things out of the way. I have all these little bottles of paint. We'll just put them over here. Put them over there. You're not, can't even see. This is just the paint here. We're coming up here. And so next, I'm going to give it a little bit more water. And so thin it out more so it'll work a bit more. And we'll just do like we'll use some, we're going to use like no blue at all. Just sort of a yellow, orange, no blue in the sky. And just kind of get the sense of the energy. Get a real energetic sky going on. Just blocking the colors in. So I'm going to put the water line here. We'll just come up here with a different brush. I got another watercolor brush over here. Maybe this one. Maybe this one here. Yeah, here it is. These are Princeton series brushes, and it was gifted to me by the more intuitive me. So we're coming over here. I know it's incredibly boring if you're just kind of tuning in. We'll make a color. We'll tone it down. I'm going to make it a toned down blue. Very light blue. We'll put it in, and then we'll be adding other colors on top of it. Tone it down with this Chinese white. Forget to push the like button. You know, helps to push this out further. That is, you know, if you think it's even worth liking. Okay, let's move that down a bit. Okay, well, here, this is just to block the colors in. You know what? It's a card. Why don't we roll it over to the other side? We can do that. Kind of back this way, so they're going someplace. Put a little energy in it. There's some white spots. You know, because sometimes less is more. One of the things to keep in mind. You don't have to paint every detail in. We're going to leave white space in, so you're thinking that there's stuff reflecting off the water. Maybe we come back in with the other brush. Not yet. And maybe we'll come in with this ultramarine blue and come in. We'll see if we can add a bit of the waves in. Not really the waves. I want to put just the reflection of the boat in the water a bit, so we have some different coloration here. There's a reflection on the water. Coming down here. Kind of in there. I mean, it's just trailing off this way. kind of like that. I see there's one person watching. I'm going to come in over here. We'll take some of this, maybe some of this Prussian blue. But we're not putting any blue in the sky because yellow and blue make green, right? We don't want green. I don't want green in the sky. Kind of put this in here. There we go. I'm just going to do something really simple. And then coming back in over here, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Is that the rhyme of the ancient mariner? And I think we'll put this up here too. So we're looking, where is the water line? It's kind of up there. I think this is like one of the things that I find so interesting about watercolor over like acrylics, of painting your object in first and then adding the background details in afterwards. Kind of up like that. There it is. Over there. I don't want to mix it in with that yellow there because, like I say, it's going to turn green. But we'll just kind of put in some of these other things. Maybe it's like a big swell. Kind of a big swell of water. Sometimes, you know, it's just good to paint fast. It's actually I like the exercise of painting fast because you're bypassing. We'll have a little bit of green in the. We can have a little green in the sea. That's fine. That'll work. Is that you bypass thinking a little bit, so you're not overthinking every step. Come in there. There's a water line over there. Water and the sky meet there. Oh, I went back in and grabbed that other blue, but that's okay. Got some chop out there. And roll it out there. That. There we go. A little bit there. I'm just gonna kind of dot this in just to get some different various effects, you know, like some sparklers in the water. If you are watching this on the playback, please put 3 blue stars in the comment section. That way I know that you actually watched this far and you're listening, paying attention. I need to figure out how I can have music in this thing. I need to get a subscription or something to a AI music generator, something like that. I think that would be kind of cool. But also nice if I could get a subscription to some kind of a streaming software so I can simulcast onto another platform, maybe like Twitch or something like that, or someplace else. You know, I think I'm just gonna leave that like that. Let those colors bloom out there. Gonna grab I'm going to grab this other red. You know, we can mix it in with that blue and it'll make it more purpley. Get a more purple tone kind of going on. That's really strong. I need to tone this down a bit. Well, let's just put some of it in there dark like that. Can make it sort of an orangey color. You know, it's just a card to send to somebody. We're not really looking for perfection here. What I'm doing is I'm putting together content for an art fair. I have an art fair coming up in November, and I want all new things. I want new I don't want to take any old last year's cards or anything. I just want to take all this year's designs. You know what? It's not perfect. The ones that aren't perfect, or you know, they're subpar. They just become ones that I just might send to a friend. This is really only the second one of these that I've done this season. And yeah, I'm going to take some of this. I'm going to do a broad stroke across here. Let's go a little faster. I'm 22 minutes into the stream. Okay, that's a little bit orangey up there. Kind of that. Awaken the colors. Kind of see if we can get it to go in there. And then we'll come back in and work on the boat just a little bit more. And maybe the next time I do a boat, I'll use graphite instead of a watercolor pencil. Hopefully this month I'll be hosting a paint-off with Julie Smallson, Guthrie Simpson, I think her name is. She'll have to do it on not the Go Live Together feature, but we'll be doing it on a StreamYard, the free version of StreamYard. I don't particularly care for StreamYard, but there we go. Actually, it's kind of cool like that. Let's go back in to the yellow in the sky. I'm just going to put some more yellow in here. It's kind of orangey, which is good. More yellow. If there's anybody else out there that would like to do a paint off with me. I wonder if Clint's creative project, if he's still around. Somebody from the Great White North. Just gonna move this in here, kind of push the color into it. Actually, I think I like this watercolor paper. Thus far, it seems like the color is staying put, staying right where I put it. And that's actually pretty important to me, that stays put rather than having this blooming effect. I'm gonna run that. I like that energy in the sky. I like that. What do you think? If you've watched this far on the playback, leave 3 comment emojis in the comment section. If you're kind of lurking in, you can do that right in the chat for me too. Yeah. What are we going to do? Let's go grab a different... Let's grab some of this color. It's the burnt sienna. Add some of that burnt sienna into it as well, kind of up here. These little darker colors. I think it'll kind of bring out something anyway. There's a damn fly flying around too. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I mean, it's just a different variation. Oh, well, that's a close one. That's a close one there. I'm going to put this in here, back there. I might actually come back over it with some of the fluid or acrylics and bringing out some of the other colors. Maybe like put a little sun out there. So what do you think of this so far? I'm going to come in over and bring out just a little bit of the not quite turning into a greeny color, but maybe just a little bit of a reflection of the boat there. I wonder how my sister is doing. She's been going through some really hard times. Well, it sucks to go through hard times. All right, I think that looks pretty cool. What do you think? Don't think I'm going to do... Let's just clean off these brushes here. Throw them over there. And I'm going to go bring out... Welcome, White Cliff. Welcome. Oh, hadn't seen you for a while. All right, let's go back in and build my sails out, I think. I think I'll make... Yeah. I think I'll make them... I don't know. I don't think I'll do a fluorescent orange. I think I'll just make it more... I don't think I'm using any fluorescent colors on this, actually. I think that would be... Oh, maybe put a spot out there where the sun is at. Oh, we got a little bit of We'll drop in just a little bit of red in here. Oh, you've been in Europe. Oh, what were you doing in Europe other than, were you visiting family or something, or did you go there just to vacation, or is it like business? Yeah, I never made it to Europe outside of when I took that trip to Israel. We touched down in Denmark, trying to get, maybe this feels like it's got a rippling effect on it. Business and pleasure. So would you go to like to Amsterdam or something? Did you get the pleasure part in? Oh no. All right, well, it'll be fine. Business and pleasure. So I'm getting ready, White Cliff, putting materials together for an art fair for the Coastal Hills Art Tour, which is coming up in um, November. I think it's the second weekend of November. So I got a lot. I have a booth. Well, it's not really a booth. It's just my setup. My setup. They didn't have it last year because they uh, the old high school got shut down by the fire marshal. But so they gone back to their roots, way back, a long time ago. This art tour was kind of put together by Walt Mendenhall and Judy Buswell. And Judy Buswell was a watercolor artist who actually made she made a really good living. I think in with sales of her art all across the United States, prints and everything. And then I think she retired to Ashland, someplace. I don't know where she is, but she used to live in this area. Walt Mendenhall. He did metal art. I don't know if he's still alive anymore, but his studio is still present right back there in like Willamina Creek near Fendel Hall. So you went to Prague, London, Paris, Munich, Vienna, Prague, Lyon. So it's a great tip. Riding bikes along the Danube. Huh. Interesting. That does sound like fun. Hopefully, you got some good in with doing business, that you were able to get some good accounts and so forth together. I'm just gonna put this in here, trying to get a sense of maybe it's got a ripple, right there. We got that sail. It's a little bit twisted up there. Maybe it's a little bit lax on the. There we go. I'm not gonna put any of this. We might go in and do a little bit of yellow on top of the waves there, just to add a few sparklers in, to use Bob Ross's language. Oh, I forgot. I got to do something else here. I completely forgot. Yeah. There we go. I think I can put this stuff in the sky too. All right. Well, let's just do that then. You planted some seeds. Excellent. You mean like, I hopefully that none of these seeds are going to end up as like future children for you. Is it did you sow in your seeds? Is that what you're doing, or just planting seeds? Because that's a huge difference, right? Huge difference. Okay, let's just go take the paint straight out of the bottle here. I'm going to put some sparklers on top of the yeah, you have to come back this way in that November to go if you're available during like the second Friday and Saturday of November. And let's just put some of this in here. Maybe this is where the sun is coming out that way. Makes it a little bit green. I mean, you know what I look like, so you've seen my face before. Anyways, let's just fill in some of this area with this yellow. Like maybe we got some, seeing that sun just rippling right across the top of the water. Oh, we've all seen that effect. And yeah, I'm gonna go to a corn dog stand tomorrow, providing nothing happens, that unforeseen thing happened and I can't go. But summer is rapidly ending, and there we go. I think what we'll do is kind of have some bits and pieces there, a few sparklers. A little bit more of that yellow coming down there. Feels really quiet here. Kind of put some ripples in. Spending a long time on this, so it's at 40 minutes in. I don't really want to, but anyway, it's what it is. Maybe maybe the sun is kind of off here. A little brighter here. I think what we're gonna do, though I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it here. I'm gonna add this fluorescent chartreuse right in a spot where maybe we have sunshine, a little bright area. So you got to make a decision here as far as where we're looking. Maybe it's right here. a little bit brighter, a little brighter spot there. This stuff stinks. All right, there we are. I think I'm gonna go take some of this paint I made here. We're gonna just put a few. Maybe we'll come back into the sky and add a little bit kind of here and there until we use it all up. So this was done using both watercolor and fluid acrylics. In this sense, we're watering the fluid acrylics down so that it's more like watercolor. Maybe come in and do a little bit of this in here. Maybe, hopefully I don't spill the water. Maybe a little bit over there. There. Maybe come in up here close to the boat. You probably wouldn't see this like this in any kind of reality, but that's all right. There we go. Kind of blends in there. Some of that over here. Oh, I guess we're gonna come. It's got some spots here. I'm gonna take some of those sparkler spots off. We'll kind of add it in here like that. Well, what do you think? It's almost done. I'm gonna cut it off in just a second. I'm gonna sign it down on the bottom. I think today's the 12th, right? I think that's cool like that. All right. And let's take a look here. Get one of these containers. We'll put the lid on it like that. Seal up my paint. Painted on the 999 show. 9/12/2025. And we're just going to put my paints away. Wait, it's like that there. And now I'm going to get ready for my next live stream, which is going to be coming up at 11/11 on Tools of Fortune. A little bit of time to help. Let me see. So we got my name, William James Lindbergh, and we have a acrylic fluid. Let's see, how do you spell acrylic? Fluid or acrylic? Fluid, FLUID, acrylics, RYLICS, and watercolor. watercolor, painted on 999 show 9/12/25. And there we go. We got it. Done. Let's just take a look at it here. And we have the image like that, and we'll fold it over. It's a greeting card, but we'll just let it dry first. Some of these areas are still wet and fluid. So there we go. Floating your boat in the sea at sunset. Thank you, Whitecliff. Thank you, Clo. Thank you, Coca. And thank you, everyone else, for tuning in, if even for just a few minutes. And if you're watching this on the playback, put 4 green stars in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.